My name is Casey Stokely, and I'm interviewing for my senior project for Mr. Phipps's class. And your name is?
Alex Ayala. I'm from California.
Okay. And basically for this project, we're supposed to be interviewing people who inspire us. But I really don't hang out with you that much for you to inspire me. But you play video games, and that is something that deals with my job. So, I would like to know, when did you start playing video games?
I started playing video games, I think I was like around 8 years old.
Okay. And what was your first game?
I think it was Final Fantasy.
Okay, which one?
Don't remember.
So helpful. Okay, next question I have is, why do you like video games?
I don't know, just like, I always like how they had stories, the artwork for all of them. They were just kind of like pulled me in.
Now, on the same topic of why, what if when we get older and you still play video games and stuff, what would you want to see from the creators? Like, what more would you want to see?
I like to see like more open world games. That's what.
An example of what?
You know, like Fallout, Skyrim.
Okay. The next question is, what games do you have and how many do you have?
I have to say like at least 30, and mostly just shooters, Call of Duty.
I can get that, but I need like the titles. Like, do you have like all the Grand Theft Autos, the Little Big Planets, what?
Yeah, I have only 2 Grand Theft Autos, like the 4th to the 5th. Then we probably have the 2nd and the 1st. Lost them. I have the 1st Black Ops, 2nd and 3rd one. And then I guess maybe Final Fantasy 13 Part 1 and 2.
Could you repeat that, please? You faded out.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yeah, just the last ones, though.
I had all the Black Ops ones, 1, 2, and 3. And then Final Fantasy 1 and 2, 13.
Okay. Any others?
Not that I can think of right.
Alright. Well, are there any other games that you play besides on PlayStation, which is where I first met you?
Play a lot of Wii games too. Just mostly just one of them though.
Can you name that one?
Super Smash Brothers.
Of course. Next question is, why and what? No, sorry. My question is, what do you think of games that are coming out now?
I have to say they're getting a lot more better. You know,
well, I'm saying detailed. Like, not talking about the games you play. I'm talking about like any game you see. What do you think of it when you see it and when you play it for the first time?
Usually have really no words for them because they're always like just everything's just getting more like more technology is coming out, so they could look way more experienced.
All right, and I got another question. What? No, that's not how I want to start it. Oh yeah, it was. I said, what would be the worst game you've ever played?
I'll have to say, I forgot what the name was. I think it was Brink or something like that.
And why would you say that game was the worst?
It felt like it was just like rushed through. They didn't really take their time on it.
Would you say Sonic Boom was rushed through?
Oh yeah, a lot of Sonic games were rushed through.
I agree, because I have watched the Game Grumps, and while watching that, there was major glitches in that one game.
Yeah.
Any inspiring quotes you would like to say to the viewers?
No. I don't remember any.
Okay, where are we starting over at the beginning?
You have to start over.
Okay, alright, my name's Doug Rollins. I work at Powell's Garage. I run the scales, I buy scrap metal, recycling. I'm in charge of fixing all the equipment. I run the yard.
Basically.
That's it.
And, this is my grandma's nephew. Reason I interviewed him is because all of the stuff he has just said. And that's why. So, when did you start? Can you remember when you started?
I've worked on stuff as long as I can remember. My dad worked on things, so from the time I was, as far back as I can remember, I've worked on engines.
Basically,
cars.
since you could pick up a tool.
Yeah, pretty much.
Short term. Now, out of all the projects, I don't know how many you've done, but what was your favorite thing?
I don't know. I've done so many. I've put V8 motors in little Toyota trucks and built dragsters and I don't know. Nothing, no one in particular. Just anything with a motor.
Anything that runs.
Yeah. The faster it goes, the better I like it.
Now, we've already discussed this, but off camera. In this place, this house that we're in, it has a heater that did not work. You fixed that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just asking that so I can get a question in.
Yeah, I fixed the furnace.
Yeah. And have you ever had anything that did not work like you wanted?
Yeah, it might have started out not working like I wanted, but by the time I was finished, it does what I wanted to do.
Like, can you pick one thing, or is there too many?
Well, I mean, it's nothing in particular. Just I have in my mind a certain way I want something to do.
And you're going to get it to do it.
Yeah, it might not have done it the first time, but by the time I finish with it, it does exactly what I want it to and looks exactly like I want it to look.
Alright, are you going to keep doing this as long as you can?
Yeah, probably till I die.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it just, I don't know anything else to do.
And you're considered a jack of all trades, basically.
Well, I guess. I've got degrees and papers, and I'm a millwright, and I run computers, and I went to school to work on furnaces, so
that helped out.
I know how to do a little bit of everything.
Well, this is the last question. We have to have people say an inspirational quote. Do you have any? You can just make something up. That's what I had my last one do.
Well, you can do anything you want to do if you try hard enough.
Okay, that's a good enough quote.
Okay.
And that's all. My name is Casey Stokely, and I'm trying to interview my grandmother for my Perquimans County High School Senior Project, which is based off of the show Road Trip Nation. This is about the 5th time I had to restart. Anyway. So I'm interviewing you because you inspire me, because you try to help others, even though sometimes you can't. And you try to do your best to make everyone happy. So, first question is, when did you first realize you wanted to help others?
Well, I was real young and probably about 6 or 7 years old or so forth. My mother was a nurse and told me she was a nurse, and that just sounded good to me about helping others and doing things for them.
Okay. You're not going to like this question because it involves your age. When did you first go to college to be a nurse?
Well, I only became an LPN, so I didn't have to go but 1 year, and I was 17 when I done that, and I was 18 when I got out.
All right.
And started working as soon as I graduated.
How old are you, and have you retired?
I am 66 years old, and yes, I've retired. I've been retired for about 10 years or more.
Did you like your job?
Oh, I loved it because I could be with the people and help the people, and I thoroughly enjoyed being with the public until we started getting computers. And then
You said nope.
I couldn't deal with that because you couldn't spend time with the people.
Would you change anything if you could go back? Or would you do the same stuff you do?
Oh, I do the same thing that I did.
Just get computers out of the way.
If they hadn't brought in computers, I'd probably still be working, but I can't. I'm not computer minded, and so that just was out of the question for me to.
Do you still like helping others?
Yes, when I can, I try to help them, try to help people.
Could you please explain who you are?
Well, I am your grandmother. Paul Stokely is your grandfather.
You gotta say your name.
Oh, my name is Edith Stokely, and I'm your grandmother. I married your grandfather, Paul Stokely, and
That's all. I just wanted you to state who you were. Because I forgot to do that at the beginning. So, one of the things we have to ask everyone is, do you have an inspirational quote for all those viewers?
well, I think that if you get an idea or something when you're young and you would like to take and go for that profession, I think you ought to try for that and do it.
I got one question that seems kind of weird. Sorry I paused. I thought the thing stopped recording. Okay, so I know you became an LPN. Did I say that correctly? But if you could, I know that you loved your dog. You had a couple of dogs. One name was Fifi, a little toy poodle. And then another was Chief, which was my grandfather's. Would you become a vet if you could?
No, that's not my... I love animals, but
I know you love animals, but I was asking, like, if you could, would you become a
No.
vet?
I wouldn't become a vet.
Why?
I'm not... I didn't have to learn all that much medical and everything. I had to learn a certain amount, but I didn't have to learn the integral parts of it and all like a veterinarian would.
If you could, would you pick a different job?
I really don't think so, because I've never wanted to do anything else but be a nurse.
Would you change anything? I know I asked this, but that was because about your job. But I meant, would you change anything if you could?
No. Everything in my life is good now.
Let me see if I have any more questions. No, do you have any questions?
No, I'm proud of you being my granddaughter and doing the work that you're doing in school. You're doing very good, and I have enjoyed having you with me and being my granddaughter.
Yay! Okay. Can you please restate your name for us?
Edith Stokely.
Thank you. And thank you for letting me interview you.
You're quite welcome.
My name is Casey Stokely, and I'm interviewing you for my project for Rollins County High School. And that was my silly dog. Being weird. And the reason I'm interviewing you is because we're supposed to interview people who inspire us. And you inspire me because you like to help others even though you can't. And sometimes you can't. I didn't mean to say even, but you get it. So, please stop feeding the dog. Thank you, Grandma. No, Blackie! No, not a butt shot. I have to cut that part out.